Hello everyone, so today we are going to be talking about Key's comeback, Hunter, Somi's comeback for Closer, SMTOWN and Seunghan, he is back, and Madhouse's new group called idntt. Yeah, so we're going to talk further into that. So with all that being said, grab your favorite drink and snacks, and let's start this video. So first up, Key and his comeback for Hunter. On Monday, August 11th, Key from SHINee, he had his comeback for his song Hunter, and this is his third full-length solo album. And one word to describe this comeback that Key used is horror. And spoiler, you definitely do see that very much in his music video for Hunter, which, by the way, I did post my reaction video to that music video, so check it out if you guys want. So this album definitely got inspiration drawing on the eerie allure of urban legends. The 10-track project pairs dark theatrical imagery, and that is very true. From the first track all the way to the last track, you definitely hear it. So in terms of the title track, Hunter, so it's the lead single. It pairs a deep bass line and kick drums with deepening guitar riffs. The lyrics explore the uneasy thrill of a painful relationship. Key worked with Kenzie on this song, and if you may or may not know, Kenzie is a legendary songwriter and composer, especially in K-pop. Kenzie has worked, obviously, with SHINee, Key, NCT127, The Boys, etc., etc. I'm sure you guys have heard at least one song that Kenzie has worked on. A genius when it comes to music. So the music video builds on the theme, with Key playing both himself and a menacing alter ego. He said, "I wanted to show a scene where I'm physically fighting with the other me, the hunter. The goal was to make viewers think, what is this? Something feels so off about it." And while I watched the music video, I 100% saw the vision. I actually said that it reminds me of Jekyll and Hyde, that dual personality storyline. You definitely see it. Key is the hunter, but he's also the prey. He's also the one being hunted. And I love the use of dancers in certain scenes where they come and go. And it's just such a unique music video, just like Key. I think when it comes to his concept, his sound, his how he performs and his music videos and everything, it's just so unique. And I love that Key does his own thing. He does what works for him. And I'm a huge fan of Key's solo music. I'm also a fan of SHINee as well, and all of the members' individual works. But in terms of Key, I just love that he does something so different every single time. And this music video is, it to me, there were some moments that it reminded me of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Specifically in the choreography part and with the ensemble of dancers, it was kind of like Thriller, but in the daytime. I think it was a great homage, and I absolutely loved it. The choreography is so memorable. This is definitely one of those performances that when you listen to the song, you will be reminded of the choreography as well. So there's another song on his album called Strange. So during a press meeting, Key mentioned, "One thing to note about this song is that it's in English, but it also serves as an important thematic song in this album." And also it was co-composed and co-written by singer-songwriter Jay Park, also known by his stage name Ij. So if you guys may or may not know, he is a former member of Day 6. He was actually my bias in Day 6. But anyway, Jay is amazing when it comes to songwriting, and you could really hear it in this track. So in terms of his performance and this overall comeback, Key mentioned, "As I get energized watching many other K-pop idol groups' youthful performances, I suddenly thought I wanted to channel this energy into something weird. I guess it's kind of a rebellious streak kicking in. And as a viewer and as a listener, I 100% love that he did this, because I feel like a lot of groups and artists, they're kind of following this trend that it's, fresh concepts. There's not really a storyline. There's not really a lore or anything. It's just members dancing, singing, and that's it. There's nothing really, I don't know, there's no storytelling lately in a lot of K-pop comebacks, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I love that Key Again, he does something different. He doesn't follow trends. He was like, this is my comeback. I'm going to show a different side of myself. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do horror. And I love that. And listen, I cannot stress enough how much I want groups and artists, especially obviously in K-pop, I want them to do something different. Show me something different. Do a concept, do a storyline, give me lore, right? Like I am a sucker for storytelling, right? For stories. I love it. And I just want people to just have the creative freedom to show us something unique, rather than just hanging out with your friends and singing and going to the beach or some like a very typical music video, which again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to see something different. And that is exactly what he gave us. The music video is horror. It's kind of creepy. It gives me Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I think it is so unique, so different. As a viewer and as a listener, I absolutely love it. Now, I will mention his album. Right, so the 10 songs on his album are Hunter, Trap, Strange, One Another, No Way, Infatuation. Wow, I can't even speak today. Featuring Eunho from Plave, Glam, Picture Frame, Perfect Air featuring Seulgi from Red Velvet, and Lavender Love. Now, currently, my favorite B-side track is Trap. I think that is such a great song. All right, so I kind of forgot to record this very important part, but that's why if you hear the audio a little bit differently or you see the mic is set up in a different angle, it's because I finished recording, changed my setup, and I completely forgot to mention this very, very important piece of information. Okay, so anyway, so they did release a description of all of the tracks in detail. So for Hunter, the lyrics describe a me obsessed with someone and the joy and pain felt in the complex relationship between them. So I feel like this description is a bit more detailed than the one that I previously gave. So for his song Trap, which is my favorite B-side track, it's a song that creates a dark and gloomy atmosphere with aggressive drum, tense bass rhythm, and bell sounds. Lyrics talk about a nightmare-like existence that constantly provokes self-doubt. The next song is called Want Another, and it's a dance pop genre song with unpredictable development, Key's powerful rapping, and various effective vocals. The lyrics express a provocative character that awakens another person's hidden desires and instincts. His song No Way is a song with minimal yet sensual groove that combines the R&B and house genres. The lyrics talk about fighting against the various egos inside oneself that clutter one's mind, but firmly protecting oneself by shouting No Way. Glam is a retro pop dance song with a heavy kick sound, addictive FX vocals, chops, and colorful synth sounds. It conveys Key's confidence and energy as he enjoys an independent life and calls himself a flashy party and a shining icon through intuitive lyrics. Perfect Air featuring Seulgi from Red Velvet. This song is an R&B pop genre song with a catchy guitar riff and retro synths. The lyrics contain a positive and confident attitude that says that even if you stumble a little, you can make a special day if you believe in yourself and move forward. The songs that I'm listing here, they're not in the order that they are on the album, but I recommend you guys listen to the songs on the album in the order that it's in. So the next song, Infatuation, featuring Eunho of Plave. The song is a modern reinterpretation of the 90s new jacket swing genre. Its bright and cheerful synth sound and leisurely rhythm create a romantic mood. The lyrics emotionally express the fever of love that misses the short love of the midsummer. His song Strange is an English song, experimental style, punk rock song that combines various rough textured synth sounds and distorted vocal sounds. The lyrics ask questions about the inner self of humans with vocals that go back and forth between a chant-like cynical tone and an agitated tone. This is another one of my favorite B-side tracks. All right, so his next song, called Picture Frame, it is a house genre-based dance song with glitchy vocal chop that creates a mysterious atmosphere. The dreamy synth instruments harmonize with the freely changing beats and the cool vocals of Key to maximize the refreshing feeling. The lyrics compare the moment of falling into unfamiliar emotions encountered between reality and dreams to a picture frame. So the next song, and this is the last song on his album, it is called Lavender Love, and it is a pop song with a dreamy synth melody and emotional vocals. The lyrics convey warmth by melting precious memories and gratitude with the other person who has been a source of strength at every moment. It has a melody that is easy to sing along to and a rich chorus that double the hazy and overwhelming emotions. All right, so now back to Past Me. If you listen to the entire album from start to finish, it tells a story, it's very cohesive, and I highly recommend you guys listen to the entire album. But currently my favorite B-side track is Trap. And overall, I am very, very happy with this comeback. Also, if you guys have seen the physical album, Key's physical albums are so unique. And this one is also very, very unique. All right, so moving on to another comeback that happened also on Monday is the soloist, the one and only Somi. If you guys are not familiar with Somi, which at this point I'm pretty sure you guys are, but she was a member from IOI, she's under the Black label, and she is now a soloist. Well, she's been a soloist for several years, ever since IOI disbanded. But yeah, so that's a quick little backstory in case you guys may or may not know who Somi is, which at this point, like I said, I'm pretty sure you guys know who she is. But anyway, she had her comeback on Monday. So this album, it's an exploration of self-discovery found within moments of disorder and doubt. And I will say, after listening to the album, you could definitely hear that. So she said in a press interview, "This album reflects my current chaotic chapter. As always, I've shaped my music to mirror the situation I'm living through. Each track reflects something I can do best right now." In terms of the songs on the album, she has a song called Escapade, and it's a post-punk flair. Now, I do want to say all the songs in this album, they're a little bit different, and it definitely shows, I guess, different sides of Somi. So Extra was a pre-release track, and I believe she released it like a month ago. So it's a dance track with a stylish new disco and groovy rhythm that explores the feeling of being overlooked or feeling like an extra, a background character in someone else's story. And she released a music video for that song, and the music video perfectly portrays the message of the song. Somi is kind of like a robot, I guess, that's kind of just blends in with the other robots, and I guess she's trying to escape and stuff. I think the concept is very interesting, and I think how they did it was well done. So another song on the album is called Chaotic and Confused, and it's a hybrid pop song, and I think out of all the songs, this song really represents the message that she's trying to get, the message that she's trying to say, which this current chaotic chapter of hers. So the next song, Delu, it's described as an emotive R&B ballad. And I gotta say, Delu is my favorite song on the album. I absolutely love it. If it was up to me, it would have been a title track. It's title track worthy, to be honest. So check it out. I highly recommend it. Just check out her entire album, but specifically Delu. I love that song so much. So her title track is called Closer, and it samples the song Beautiful Girls by Sean Kingston. So I'm sure you guys have heard that song one way or another. Unless you're currently like in middle school, then you probably haven't heard that song. But anyway, so this song, I describe her title track. Her title track is basically Beautiful Girls Club Remix. That's how I describe her title track, Closer. She definitely adds her own flair to the song, and Somi is really good at doing club dance type of music. I mean, my favorite songs from Somi is What You Waiting For, Dum Dum, etc., etc. But I think Somi really thrives in club dance music, and Closer is definitely that. Like, I could picture DJs playing that song, even in music festivals. And I kind of wish Somi would be invited to music festivals, because I think she would really thrive in that music scene. So anyway, Somi, she has been involved in the creation of all of her releases, but for this comeback, she took a larger role. So she contributed to the songwriting, composing, visuals, and performance concepts. Now I do have to say the music video for Closer, her title track, is interesting. I will just say right off the bat, I believe there is a chance they probably used AI. I know some people pointed out certain scenes in the music video that it looks very much like it was done in AI. And my only thing that I got to say about that to companies, because I'm not going to put this on Somi because I highly doubt she's the one that edits her music videos. But this is more for the company and just any company in K-pop in general. Please don't use AI. Just please don't. For the viewers, for the listeners, for creative and artistic integrity, do not use AI. Please and thank you. That's a whole other topic for another day to discuss. But bottom line, do not use AI. Now, moving on, with that being said, the music video is definitely interesting. I think the aesthetics and how Somi was styled is very cool, very different and unique. For this song in particular, and in the music video, they used the contemporary type of choreography. And I'm not really sure how the contemporary choreo works with this song specifically. Now, listen, I absolutely love dance, okay? I love contemporary, lyrical, jazz, hip hop, ballet, you name it. I love it. Tap. But for this song, and specifically, considering when you listen to the song, it's a club song, okay? It's a dance song. I was kind of thinking that the choreography would be a little bit different. I wasn't necessarily thinking about contemporary, but you know what? If that is the vision that Somi had for this comeback and she loves it, I'm all for it. In the end of the day, I want the artist to absolutely love what they release. The performances that they do, the music videos that they film, the songs that they create. If they love it and they're comfortable and that's what they want, I am all for it, regardless of how I feel about it. So if Somi wanted to have contemporary type of choreography in the music video to go with this song, I'm for it, you know? But overall, I am happy that Somi is finding her sound. I honestly think dance music is definitely for her. But my favorite song in the album is Delu. Absolutely love it. 10 out of 10. Check it out, you all. Just please check it out. But also just check out Somi's comeback and her music videos. All right, next up, SMTOWN Tokyo. So obviously, I'm not going to talk about SMTOWN Tokyo completely because number one, I didn't get to go. Number two, that would be a whole day type of discussion. But anyway, what I really want to talk about is Seunghan. So for those of you who may or may not know, Seunghan, he was part of Rise. A couple of things from his past came up and SM decided to take him out of Rise. And then SM said, hey, he's coming back. And then they're like, just kidding. No, he's not. And it was a big deal and it was a mess. And I low-key think it was a PR stunt, but I might be wrong. I don't know. Do I think SM could have handled the whole situation better? Yeah, 100%. But that's a topic for another day. Anyway, so Seunghan performed in SMTOWN. Yeah, and I believe this was his first performance as a soloist. And the thing that really stood out to me is the camaraderie with SM senior artist and Seunghan, how they took him under his wing, specifically Super Junior. So Lee Tuck, he is the leader of Super Junior, and he is low-key the MC of everything. He's like MC king. And he mentioned Seunghan, and I thought that was so sweet. And other members of Super Junior and just other senior members, they all went and greeted him, and they kind of took him under his wing, and I thought that was so sweet and so heartwarming. And I think it is very important to have sort of other artists in the industry that you could kind of confide in. And I'm not saying that Seunghan is probably like looking at Super Junior TVXQ as his mentor or anything, but I think it's important to know, for at least especially younger artists, to know that there are senior artists looking out for them. And I hope that is the case in SM. I don't know if it is, but I do hope that is the case. I mean, you see the friendship between Donghae and Jeno. Donghae from Super Junior, Jeno from NCT Dream, and also the Girls' Generation members with Red Velvet and aespa. And I just love to think that these groups, it's because I feel like the K-pop industry is such a unique world that unless you are an idol yourself, no one else can fully understand what you're going through, because this is such a unique workplace, I guess, work environment, or just a unique world. So I think it is very important for artists to have those friendships and those mentors that could understand you, that they could understand what you're going through. So I thought seeing Seunghan interact with other senior members and artists and stuff, I thought that was so sweet. It warmed my heart so much. And also, I gotta mention his solo debut. I thought it was great. I love that he showcases his dancers. And I'm happy that he is a performer. He's still an artist. And SM didn't just throw him in the dungeon. Because I feel like Seunghan has that it factor. He has that star factor. I've been watching a couple of his like behind the scenes videos, getting ready for his comeback and things like that. And he just has that star quality. Like, you see him, you see when he performs, and he has it. He's got it. And I also got to mention the other artists in SM. They definitely have that it star factor. And I think, I mean, say what you want about SM, but they do know how to pick really, really great talented people. And Seunghan is one of them. Next up, I do have to mention there's a company called Modhouse. If I am mispronouncing it, I do apologize. So Modhouse is a company that they manage the group Artemis, the girl groups Artemis and Triple S. Triple S is a 24-member girl group, and so Modhouse decided to start debuting their boy group called idntt, and it will consist of 24 members. It'll follow the innovative structure, being divided into 3 subunits of 8 members each: You Never Met, Yes We Are, and It's Not Over. Those are the names of the subunits, and which will periodically reorganize based on fan votes. So when I first heard this, obviously the first thing that comes to my mind is NCT, right? NCT is the only K-pop group out there that has 20 plus members. And so I was thinking, okay, NCT is probably their main competitor. But the other thing that came to my mind is money. Money. Because it costs a lot of money to have a K-pop group. Whether it's 3 members or 10 members, it costs a lot of money. And unless you're part of one of the big 3 or big 4 K-pop companies, SM, YG, JYP, or HYBE, it is very hard to have the resources you need to compete with groups in those companies. Now, is it impossible? Absolutely not. I mean, we've seen so many groups come from smaller companies become huge international groups. I mean, BTS is a perfect example. ATs. So is it an impossible thing to achieve success in a smaller company? No, but they do got their work cut out for them. But anyway, so I found an article from Forbes, and they mentioned that the agency has secured more than $15.1 million, that's 21 billion won, in investments. So that answers my question about money. Basically, they got money. The funding for Modhouse marks the largest investment into a Korean entertainment company revealed in 2025 so far. So that is insane. And I mean, that's good news. It's because investors are interested in Modhouse's Cosmo ecosystem. So this is a direct-to-consumer fandom platform where fans vote on music releases, creative concepts, and group units to influence the artist's content. And it turns fan armies into active partners in IP creation. So I think that is interesting, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It could be a good thing, but it could also backfire. So let me really quickly explain what I mean by that. And also, if anyone has used Modhouse's Cosmo ecosystem, let me know. How did that go? So I love the concept of having fans vote which song to be the title track. I think that is such a clever way to not only get fans' feedback, but also marketing wise. And ATEEZ did that in the beginning of their career. They would release 2 songs, or you could vote which song you wanted to be the title track, and then that's the song that they would release first, and they would film music videos for it simultaneously. I love that, and I wish more groups would do that. However, the only thing that I do see a problem with this is having fans decide which member will be in what unit. I think that could kind of get a little murky. So, okay, here it says fans vote on music releases, creative concepts, and group units. I like the music aspect of it, but in terms of, I feel like the members that are popular, they might be voted into a specific unit, and then other members that are least popular will be in another unit. Now, I really hope that Mod House will market and will support each of these subunits equally, regardless of member popularity, because member popularity is a big thing in K-pop. I mean, we see it in very well-known groups and also very not so well-known groups. You know, everyone has their biases, that's fine, but I do hope that the company treats every single member equally and they don't favor the fan favorite. You get me? That's where I see the problem with fans choose which member to be in what subunit or for what concept or something, because I feel like there will be some members that will kind of get the short end of the stick. But anyway, for creative concepts, I hope it's kind of similar, that the company presents them like, hey, here are these types of concepts. Which one out of these 3 do you want to vote for? You get me? It's not necessarily asking fans like, what concepts do you want? You want vampire? You want, you know, high school? Like what type of, you know, I hope they do have developed concepts and then they just have fans vote which one out of these options. You get me? But I do love the collaborative aspect of it between the company, the group, and the fans. So to date, Cosmo, which is the fandom platform, reports accumulating roughly 350,000 users with about 150,000 monthly active users. So that is quite a number. So they already got people on that, and that sounds great. So Cosmo has issued more than 10 million of its platform exclusive digital photo cards, what the company calls objects, representing its unique twist on K-pop fan behavior of buying multiple copies of album packages to collect more photo cards. So I thought that's also a very interesting concept, and it kind of reminds me of Superstar, the game in the Apple Store. Like they have Superstar JYP, Superstar SM, that you kind of play games and you kind of collect these cards, but in this case this is actual photo cards. Or digital photo cards, which I think that's interesting and good for the environment too. So Mod House launched in December of 2021. So this is a relatively new company. So they're not as established as, let's say, SM, which, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this company grows, and also the groups, but I just wanted to point that out. But the fact that they were able to get investors, huge amounts of investments, that seems pretty promising. So now let's get to the actual boy group of idntt. So the first unit of idntt, which by the way, it is spelled idntt. So kind of interesting. So the first unit is called You Never Met, and it's consisting of 7 members, and it will enter the K-pop industry on Monday, August 11th, that was this Monday, with a 7-track EP containing 3 singles, Boytude, Storm, or You Never Met, to be voted on by fans and supporters as album's super title song. So they plan on promoting globally. They plan on preparing large member groups. So I think this is more of Mod House. Mod House plans on promoting globally. I hope that also means CoolAs, Artemis, and also idntt. They plan on preparing a large member groups in Japan and begun discussions with the greater China region as well. So I wonder if by this, do they mean that they plan on also having a 24 member group, but just Japanese? Or are they going to split? Are they going to make it kind of like NCT, that you have Wavy, you have NCT Dream? So some groups promote more in Japan, other groups promote more like in the US or in Korea. So I don't know if they mean by identity they plan to promote in Japan, or they're going to do a completely different large member group and promote them. I don't know. Listen, if I had all the money in the world and if I had all the resources and influence and all that stuff, I would probably I would take a bunch of trainees and just debut all of them. Because I mean, especially if you guys have seen K-pop survival shows, you know how painful it is when someone gets voted off, especially someone that is so talented. Okay? Breaks my heart. So I mean, low key, if I had all the money in the world, I would definitely debut as many trainees as I possibly can. Again, given that I have all the resources available, so I can make sure that their career becomes very successful. So the vice president of Mod House said that they have secured stronger financial foundation to pursue more aggressive global expansion. So once again, that seems very promising. So the first 8 members revealed for Identity is Kim Do-hoon, Kim Hee-ju, Hwangbo Mingyol, Choi Tae-in, Lee Jae-young, Kim Joo-ho, Nam Ji-woon, and Lee Hwan-hee. I do apologize if I mispronounce the names. I am so sorry. Yeah, so I think I like that they are introducing members kind of like one subunit, one debut at a time, because I feel like if they would have showcased all 24 members at the same time, it would be quite overwhelming. But anyway, so in terms of the songs that they recently released, my thoughts, I did listen to all of them. So Storm, I think my favorite part of the song is definitely the pre-chorus, which I think it showcases their vocals. Boytude is by far my favorite song out of all of them. So they also released You Never Met. So all the songs are good, but Boytude is my favorite because to me that song sounds different than the other ones. I feel like the other 2 songs are they're with what's trending now, which I mean, it's not a bad thing. Like if that's what they want to perform, that's the type of genre of music they want to do, go for it. It's like pop, easy listening type of songs, but I think Boytude is my favorite. I do like that their songs showcase their vocals, and I am a huge fan of their vocals already. Now, one thing that I will mention, which I mentioned in the beginning with Key, but I want to see more storylines. I want to see a lore. Give me a storyline, whether it's through the music or the music video, preferably both. If you could release a song and a music video that attaches a storyline to it, I am all for it, please. And also have the album complement or continue that story that you have with the music and the music video. I mean, I want groups to kind of look at VIX and kind of do something similar. I mean, because VIX, they are known as the concept kings, right? And I love that with their albums, with their music videos, I would be so invested, right, in purchasing albums, watching the music videos, watching the teasers, seeing how their story kind of develops and whatever comeback comes after that. I love the continuation of a story. That is just my own personal preference. Like I mentioned earlier, I am a huge sucker for storytelling, for storylines, for lore. I love that, and it's just, it's a personal preference. But I understand if the company doesn't want to do that, if the members don't want to do that, that's fine. It's your career. You do what you want. Just as a viewer and a listener, give me storytelling. Give me storytelling. Especially if it's like this music video, it ties into this music video and that music video, and then you kind of have to come up with theories, and it just gets someone like me invested in their comebacks and stuff. But anyway, so overall, this group seems very promising so far with the first 3 songs that they released and the music videos, and also the financial backing that the company has received. My only wish, obviously besides storytelling, but that's a personal preference, but I just want Mod House to treat every single artist that they manage with respect and give them the resources that they need to thrive, right? To succeed. So I hope that they're not kind of wearing themselves thin. I hope that they're not taking a gamble. I hope that they really do plan things out and they are setting up all of their groups Artemis, Triple S, and idntt to be very successful, not only short term, but long term, right? So that is my one wish. I am going to keep my eyes on this group. All right, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely, wonderful day, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye.